Today I'm watching Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 3. In the previous episode, we saw Galadriel was finally getting rescued. We didn't see by whom, so I'm curious if it's going to be a friend or foe. We saw Theo and his mom, after they defeated the orc, take off for the Elven Tower. Obviously, these tunnel systems were discovered, and they wanted to get out of there before things got worse. Obviously, that fight with the orc was very intense. Elrond went to the dwarves to try, figure out some kind of deal to help build this thing that they want to create, and we met more of the dwarfs and the Prince Durian and his entire family and their whole, tunnel system as well that they've built into this mountain, which was super cool. Nori has this migration coming up and this creature person thing that she's kind of befriended. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. They still can't really communicate. We had that scene with the fireflies in the previous episode with the stars, and then the fireflies died. So I still don't know where this thing stands, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's a mix of both. I'm kind of getting like a misunderstood, it doesn't seem like it's intentionally trying to hurt things, but we did see Nori's dad's ankle snapped when he was snapped the twig. Again, I don't know if that was intentional, if it was coincidence. Obviously they were connected somehow, but whether he purposely meant to hurt Nori's dad, I don't know yet. Please no spoilers. I'm really enjoying this series so far, so thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Oh god, I was worried it was orcs that had grabbed him, and that definitely seems to be what's happening, because the masks were similar to the orc we saw in the tunnel. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be very bad.
But not for you!
Oh my god. So creepy. It's so well done, like the makeup, prosthetics, everything. It's so realistic and just terrifying. Oh, this poor guy. Oh. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Yeah, they are using people to dig the tunnels. Remember she said it wasn't people. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so horrible. Okay, so it definitely looks like she was rescued by humans, which aren't going to be the most welcoming to elves. They're definitely giving her a stare down, but she got some sleep and food, and yeah, this is going to be their captain, I'm guessing. She recognized something on his sword or his knife, like he's the design. And again, like the ship designs and everything, and like just, the way they're like sailing past these rocks and the towers and everything, just like the detail that goes into it. Tolkien is not one to skip the details, so this is just so cool to see brought to life.
The island kingdom of Numenor.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Yeah, like so much detail and so much thought going into like what this world would look like, and just incredible. It's massive. Oh my gosh, look at all those houses. I'm curious if there was any real life cities that inspired this when he wrote it.
In the Great Wall, your ancestors stood with Morgoth. These men stood with the elves.
Oh, okay, so there was some kind of alliance.
In time, they broke off all contact.
Why?
We may be about to find out.
Keep moving.
Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, they had this connection through history, but
We're lost here without an escort.
things have changed, obviously. And to think that this was all built by, these humans, it was insane. Like, that's such detailed work.
The Queen Regent is occupied, as is Chancellor Farazon. I suggest that...
I'm taking it she's the only elf in the village, that's for sure.
Since a ship of Numenor.
was permitted to make such a journey on an elf's behalf.
It is because of the elves that you were given this island.
Oh, wow, wow! He's like, I told you not to start stuff, and here we are.
But one way or another, I will depart.
I welcome you to try.
I have no need.
So she's just gonna stay here forever? Like, come on.
And the elf is to be restricted to palace grounds.
I will not be made a prisoner.
I would sooner kneecap a stallion than seek to imprison the mighty commander.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Fighting words. Everybody's like, oh!
Guest.
You're a guest, but you can't leave, basically, which I'm sure she loves. And we know she's been laser focused on this mission, and now she has even more delays.
Perhaps some peace could do you good as well.
Yeah, like, what choice do they have at this point? You wait a few days, or... Oh!
The sea god becomes more than just Numenor's protector. But I want...
Oh, that's overboard. I don't think he's making the Sea Guard. Oh, shoot. But even like the sails and the way they're designed is so intricate and so cool, and not just like a regular sail ship. Like, there's so many little pieces. I love it.
What are you doing here? Where's Father?
Yeah, interesting. And now we're meeting these new characters. Like, I know it's a short, I think there's only 7 or 8 episodes in the first season, but now, yeah, we've got new characters, episode 3.
In the ancient tongue of the Eldar, it can also mean elf friend.
Then are you?
I mean, they rescued one, but did he know what she was at the time? That would be so hot and like just miserable, obviously. But the orcs hate the sun? Is that why they use those tunnels underground?
A tree will slow our progress. We shall go around.
Try it, elf, and I will make a mess of you!
Oh my god, they're so creepy!
The earth long before you crawled from whatever wretched place you grew. It has earned its place in these lands.
He's picking fighting words. Yeah, he's picking his time.
You've just earned your company. A water ration.
Because he stood up to them? I don't trust this. No, of course he's afraid. Look at you. My gosh.
First.
Don't trust it. Don't trust it. I'm sure they're very thirsty, but don't do it. Come on, it's a trap. It's a trap. I don't remember the orcs talking in the original films, like just a lot of grunting. But maybe their predecessors had the ability to speak and they just lost it over time. Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. They were distracted, obviously. Oh, shoot.
I will cut it down!
And we know the significance of trees to elves. Like, that's their whole, you know, that's such a significant piece for them. So I'm sure this was not a decision he takes lightly. But, I mean, at this point, I don't know what choice he has. And it's a good excuse for him to get up there and see the tree line so that they can make their escape, because he needs that vantage point.
You will inform Farazon that she's escaped.
I informed him last time.
That was a dog.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, I just saw her jump above. Yep.
Where I run and how I run there are none of your concern. Anywhere is better than here, where I am hated by all who see me.
Yeah, this has been a welcome place for her.
What is it you seek?
Did you say ride?
She's like, sign me the heck up. Let's get out of here. Obsessed, obsessed. It's beautiful. It's giving Lord of the Rings, early 2000s. I love it. So amazing. Those wide sweeping shots, yeah, where they're just like a speck in the distance riding, yeah. Oh, and we get slow-mo on the beach. Look at how happy she is. I think that's sort of like the few times we've actually seen her smile. These beautiful slow-mo beach shots.
I'm here to start anew. Lend me that chance.
Yeah, he seemed fine with staying. Like, he didn't want to leave. This place is beautiful, obviously. He just needs a job.
Gratitude. How about this? Next few rounds on me.
He knows how to play the game, that's for sure. He's like, I'm not going to say what I really want to say. I'm just going to play nice and, you know, blend in. He wants to make this a long-term thing, obviously. Oh, he stole one of their pins. Interesting. So now we can pretend to be one of them. This is not going to be a fair fight. Yeah, they're going to beat the crap out of him. Oh!
Why not?
Oh, gosh. His plan was working so well. Not anymore. Oh, okay, you've unleashed. Oh, give him the chops. Oh, right in the neck. Oh. 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 That's a break. That's a break for sure. Yeah, he's done playing nice. Face to the brick. There was even like a little splash of blood on the camera. Ooh. Well. Time to run, buddy. Now the real guards have showed up. Yep. Yeah, it's so interesting how the elf and human relationship is so varied no matter where they go. And yeah, this looks like a giant archive of, you know, he said they still teach the elfish language.
To record the tower's location.
Wait a moment.
Yeah, they're very similar.
This is no sigil.
And that's the mark we saw on her brother, of course. Oh, it's an E.
It is a map of the Southians.
Oh, and that's what that guy was writing. The guy with Nori.
The Southlands. Up at the beginning.
That's crazy. Yeah, it matches up perfectly now that you look at it. You see, like, I thought it was the trident almost, but you see, yeah, like the shape of the landscape, the geography of it. Oh my gosh, it's all coming together.
You marigolds.
That's so cute. We get to learn a little bit of their backstory. Yeah.
Nearest human village and fare thee well, stranger.
That's not where he belongs.
And where does he belong?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
What's your problem?
Yeah, we know she said she feels responsible for him.
And if you're all out of the first, then you can borrow some of mine.
Rather borrow some star charts out of that book instead. And you're gonna help me, or would you rather I let slip?
These two definitely are comedic relief, which I love. They're like, you can tell that it's a true friendship. Like, they're calling each out on, you know, she's like, this is nonsense, what are you doing? And, you know, holding each other accountable and also blackmailing each other with things that they've done. So, but I like that they're in this. It's a nice mix. It's a nice little break. And obviously this creature they've encountered is going to play some part, I'm sure. I just don't know where yet. But now that we know what that symbol he was drawing is exactly like the other symbols that we've been seeing.
Aha! Full carts and fuller bellies.
I like the way this man thinks. All right. And Nori's just so curious and like just has this, you know, innate nature to take care of so many things.
Almost done.
How much have you got left? Just a little left?
Just tell them.
She's trying to use right and left to like guide. Yeah. Ain't no party like a Harfoot party.
Moon is very full.
Those look like those little like packing peanuts on their hair.
Daffodil burrows. Wolves.
It just shows how, like, important their citizens are and their culture, and, like, Poppy lost her whole family? Oh, getting teary-eyed. That's so sad. Oh, this thing is venturing close. Oh, shoot. I think Nori has the other piece that he needs for his puzzle for the stars.
Bees. We all loved him, but he wasn't Egypt. Hambling. He's making a sculpture.
Yeah, we know this guy can't really... Oh, he set his piece of paper on fire. Oh, no. And that he can't really control, like, his powers. Well, I guess your secret's out now. Everybody's gonna find him. Of course he's hidden under this thing, which makes him just even more like a monster. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever heard tell of beings falling from the stars?
I've heard of beings who had turned into stars. Never the other.
Beans is what they call humans? Is that what it is? Human beings?
Any Harfoot that breaks them is to be decaravaned.
What? So she's gonna be exiled? They can't. I don't know how old she is, but like, come on, they're not just gonna leave her behind.
At the back of the caravan.
At the back?
At the back.
Wait a second, Sliver now.
His plan was to be at the front, obviously with his foot, but...
Do you think the stars reached down and touched you? Is that it? Do you think you're special? You're just a child.
Wow, okay. Boosting the confidence.
He is special. We can feel it.
I mean, yeah, obviously something is going on with this thing. And Nori feels so compelled and drawn to him.
Being like your fathers. But the tallest milkweed gets snipped.
So don't stand out, basically. Yeah, just blend in. Like, don't ever do anything that's out of the ordinary, which is obviously very much against Nori's personality. She's so curious.
This world has a way of healing even the deepest of wounds.
And I'm guessing that island he was looking at is the place that his dad is telling him not to go to.
Dispute about a woman.
Halbrand.
Don't start.
She went back to get him? What? I thought we were done with this. Oh, that's what he had on his little pouch.
That's funny. I found this on a dead man.
Interesting. Okay.
Your people have no king, for you are him.
What? Okay, plot twist. Yeah, they said he was like exiled in a tower somewhere, but...
Armor that ought to rest upon your shoulders weighs upon your soul.
He has mentioned he's like struggled for peace, and clearly he was hiding this. Like even he lies and says, oh, I found it on somebody, but yeah, that sigil obviously.
And together we will redeem both our bloodlines.
No.
I definitely wasn't expecting them to like form this alliance.
You're still short an army.
That is all about to change.
Yeah, she's resourceful. She's gonna figure it out. But yeah, I thought they parted ways. Like I thought we were moving on from this. Interesting. But yeah, if he has, you know, somehow the abilities to unite humans and elves, obviously that's something she wants. Oh my gosh, they're making him carry it still on his foot? Oh, come on.
Come on, Poppy, you'll fall behind.
Yeah, they don't seem like they're gonna wait at all.
Get my breath under me.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. It's sinking. Oh no, the creature thing's underneath it? What? I knew they couldn't leave him behind. I figured he would just follow out of instinct.
This is it? This is how we keep up with the others, all of us.
Yeah, they obviously need the help, and...
He helps us, and we help him.
He's slowly learning how to communicate, too, like he called their friend. It looks like he's wearing like reptile skin or something too. Oh, nicely done with the chains. Whoopah! Oh, take that, take that. These guys are making their break. Yeah, now's the time. Go, 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 go. They are smart, that's for sure. They're organized and these orcs aren't gonna make it out there. Go, go, go! Oh my gosh. Oh. You gotta run, you gotta get out of there. Whoa, nice! That was such a cool shot to run up and down those literal chains. Yep. Go, go, go!
Release the wand.
I'm sorry, who now? A what now? Okay, now we run. What is this? It's like a wolf warthog. Oh my god, this poor thing. Get him! Ooh, ooh! Oh, right in the gut. You gotta go. Cheese and rice, that's a... Oh, this guy loves his spin flips, okay. Oh no. Ooh! I did not think that was gonna work. I thought he was gonna reach for like a branch to hold on to, but stabbed him with this tiniest little twig. Oh, sure. Okay, bye. Run, run, run! I love the emotional moments we're having, but you gotta go, bud. What? Where did that come from? What? Oh my gosh, what? Oh, cheese and rice. This poor guy's the last man left. Oh my god, they're so close to freedom.
Wait!
He's the only one you have. You're gonna...
him to Adar.
Oh my gosh, she's the lone survivor. But who is... They must have people up top, obviously, to prevent people from escaping, because... Well, there goes that frickin' plan. He looked familiar. Obviously, he didn't come fully into focus, but he did look familiar. Of course, we'll have to wait till the next episode to see who it was. So that was my first time watching The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 3. Again, it felt like a great continuation so far. We had some new characters, we had some new sets. I believe there's only like 7 or 8 episodes. It's not a 22 episode, long standing season. So to have new characters introduced, I think it's interesting. It still feels like the beginning stages. Like I wasn't expecting to meet everybody in episode 1, but this feels like a nice continuation. Like we're slowly getting into, obviously it's a huge world. There's tons of characters out there. So to have this, other piece, and we see Galadriel, the captain takes them back, and we learn a little bit of history about this as well. And again, I am not a expert in Lord of the Rings lore, so I have seen the movies and I really love them, but I know it's a big universe and there is lots of little pieces and stuff like that, but I'm still really enjoying it. Like I don't feel lost. Like I still feel like it's easy enough to follow, and I like that they did that for a show, especially with maybe a new audience coming in. But I'm sure there are Easter eggs if you are a diehard fan that you would notice that I might not have picked up on. But obviously, we have this Adar character, come into frame at the last shot. We don't get to see who he is. Obviously, it's still a blurry, but I'm expecting the next episode to pick up right where this left off, and for us to, find out who that is. Maybe not the first scene, but it's definitely been one continuation after another. We didn't have Theo or his mom in this episode. The last we saw, they were taking off to the Elven Tower for safety. Obviously, that, whole situation with the orc, they wanted to escape. I like in this episode we did get some more clues. We find out more about the Harfoot people and their culture, and they have this whole like memoriam ceremony basically for people they've lost on the migration. I don't know how long the migration is. They do seem to be nomadic, and they've mentioned that they're kind of seasonal, so maybe they're going somewhere where it's warmer and that they can kind of stay within that season. They're very much like, you know, the hunting and gathering, that type of thing. Like they, you know, were picking berries and stuff like that. So I imagine for their survival, they would need to be somewhere where they have access to a pretty easy food source. I'm sure they have a route that they use for each migration, and, you know, they did mention going through some snow at some point. Somebody, you know, didn't make it through these, you know, mountain ranges that they went through. So it definitely feels like this is going to be a bit of an arduous, you know, journey. Like it feels like it's something they build up to, and they're obviously worried with, you know, Nori's dad and his ankle, and to see him pulling the cart was so heartbreaking. Like, and he's trying to be so tough about it. He's like, oh, it's just my back. Like, I just need to rest. Like, I'm fine. But that ankle was 30 shades of purple. Like, that thing was in deep, you know, there was a lot going on there. He needs to rest. So, and I was definitely not expecting this whole creature storyline to just be done, you know, when the migration, they'd spent way too much time building up to it. So I was not surprised when he, you know, kind of peeked out of this cart. And I didn't think he would be fully introduced to the entire Harfoot, you know, community. I thought Nori would still be able to keep him a secret, but obviously everybody sees him now. And the fact that she was just about, I'm blanking on the term that they used, but to me it seemed like she'd be exiled, basically. Like, you know, she wouldn't have her cart, and their cart is very much their home as well. So what, would they just leave her behind? And again, I don't know how young she is, but she's definitely, you know, not an adult. And I don't know if that her family would stay behind with her as well, what that would mean, but obviously it would not be a good thing for her character. And even I think Nori never wanted them to find out. I thought she wanted to keep this a secret, at least until she had some more information. We saw her, you know, stealing that stars to try and get some more research to figure out what to tell him, and, like, you know, hopefully get some more information. It does seem like he's able to communicate now. He says the word friend, at least, because that's a huge barrier, obviously, if they can't communicate with each other. It was so interesting to see this memorial and learn about Poppy's family and how they're all gone, and it's just her, basically, and she's pulling her own cart, you know, as heavy as it is, she has to do that. And how they say, like, you know, we're waiting for you, you know, this metaphorical, like, we're, you know, we're never going to leave you behind, we're always going to be waiting for you whenever their time comes, basically, to meet up again. So yeah, you could really feel how ingrained and how important all these people are to their community, and just, you know, when someone passes away, it really, really affects them. And, you know, to have this ceremony, it sounds like something they would do before every migration as well. And that whole scene between Nori and her stepmom as well, basically saying, like, the tallest milkweed gets cut off. To me, I interpret that as, like, you know, don't stand out, which seems to be very much in tune with the Harfoot saying, like, don't stray from the path, you know, nobody gets left behind, like, don't stick out, don't be unique, you know, blend in. And clearly that's what's gotten them this far. Like, they mentioned, like, hey, this is what's led to our survival for the past thousands of years. But Nori is very much not into that. She wants to be unique, she wants to stand out, and, you know, she's very curious by nature. Even when she led them to pick the berries, you know, she's not supposed to be over there, but she does anyway. She knows she's breaking the rules, but she's just so curious and just, you know, wants to learn more about the outside world than what she's been told. And we learned very quickly in that scene that that is not supported, and that is not maybe by her dad, but definitely not by her stepmom. And maybe her stepmom was just worried about her, looking out for her safety, but it's definitely not something that they've encouraged. We see this orc work prison camp, basically, and Arendar is trying to, you know, make his big escape, and he sees other elves are there, and they kind of form this bond to be like, okay, let's help each other, let's get up to this tree line. And then that epic battle scene, which I think is what Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, you know, yes, it's about friendship and adventure, but there's these great battle scenes as well. And the way he was jumping up and down the chains that are literally holding him back, and, you know, using the sunlight to their advantage, because the orcs can't go out in that sunlight, or not for long anyway. And unfortunately, he's the last one left in this camp. It looks like everybody else either got eaten by that terrifying dog creature thing that they let loose, or even the elf that makes it up top to the trees, he's shot by arrows. So obviously they have something or someone waiting up there for anybody who tries to escape. And, you know, then he goes to meet Adar at the end. So I'm very curious to see what that's going to be, and the fact that they were just about to kill him, and then they're like, no, let's keep him alive, let's introduce him to this person. So yeah, and he looked almost like an elf. Again, it was blurry. He didn't look like an orc at all. He definitely looked either human or elf or something, but yeah, the fact that that person is running the show is going to be very interesting, so I'm curious to see that explored in the next episode or the episode after. But I thought that was a great scene. We kind of needed it. You know, we needed some action in this, and to have that, you know, epic fight at the end I thought was really intense. Galadriel and Halbrand have formed this alliance, which I wasn't really expecting. We find more about his backstory as well, that he's, you know, this king and was definitely downplaying it, and that makes me wonder how he ended up on that shipwreck in the first place. He says his land was overtaken by orcs. You know, was he in the middle of being exiled when this thing happened and never made it to where he was supposed to go? Because from what it sounds like, his people don't have a king, because obviously he either fled or we knew he wasn't in power at the time, but obviously once was, and seems to have played a big part in this, you know, preserving the elfish history and preserving this relationship between elves and humans, or at least trying to. But I definitely wasn't expecting them to continue on once we made it, you know, to this island and he got arrested. I was like, oh, that's it. We're done with him. You know, like, he kind of felt like a secondary character. Like, he'd obviously been in some scenes with Galadriel, but I was like, okay, like, you've rescued her, you know, you've had your time. Let's move on from this character. I don't know why we were bringing him back, but obviously finding out his backstory, you know, that brings a new element to it. And obviously Galadriel wants some human elf, you know, alliance at some point, and she needs, you know, basically any friend she can get at this point, because she wants, you know, her army, and she wants these numbers to try and go back to Middle Earth, and she plans on taking him with her. I love that we got to see these new sets and new characters, this island and the Queen Regent, and this entire like beautiful oasis of an island with this massive, massive town, like these almost like stone structures built into the side, and just such a beautiful, like, so many details in this sea cadet, you know, brigade, and the captain and his children, and that relationship as well, and getting to know that character. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I feel like with the new characters in this episode, Galadriel's story kind of took not a back seat, but obviously they had to make room for the captain and his story, and then finding out more about that. And yeah, like, I'm really enjoying it, so I'm very curious to see where this is going to go and how all these puzzle pieces come together. Overall, I thought it was a decent episode. I liked the new sets, the new characters, everything like that. And of course, finding out what that symbol means was a huge piece of the puzzle, that it's, you know, the map and the mountain ranges. And of course, that's what this creature character with Nori has been drawing this whole time in the dirt and trying to explain, but doesn't really know how. And that's the same symbol that was on her brother, obviously. So yeah, that I feel like was a pretty big puzzle piece, and now that they figured it out, and she is, you know, full steam ahead. Like, she was right in her prediction that the orcs are back. She's right, and that Sauron is, you know, out there doing something. So yeah, I definitely feel like we're moving along. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. I'm curious if there was any real life cities that inspired this when he wrote it. I'm taking it she's the only elf in the village, that's for sure. And it's a good excuse for him to get up there and see the tree line so that they can make their escape. He seemed fine with staying, like he didn't want to leave. This place is beautiful, obviously, he just needs a job. Ain't no party like a Harfoot party. He's slowly learning how to communicate too, like he called their friend.